Hey everyone, it's the Snowman with TooLoud2OldMusic.com. Welcome back to Rock Retro Reviews. And this week we're going to stay in the 70s as we've done the last several albums. And we're going to talk Janis Joplin and the last album that came out from her. She passed away on October 4th, 1970, of a heroin overdose at the age of 27. So she's one of those musicians that have died young and in that 27 age range. Um, so very sad. Um, she could have had so much more to offer and so much more to give. But we're going to talk about that last album that she was working on at the time she died. Uh, they didn't get to finish it completely, but they were able to finish it enough, and they did release it several months after her death on January 11th, 1971. The album would hit the #1 spot and stay there for 9 weeks. It would sell over 4 million copies. Just an incredible way to go out if you're gonna go out, I guess. Um, it's the first album that she had done with her touring band, the Full Tilt Boogie Band. And it consisted of a lot of great musicians. It had Brad Campbell, Clark Pearson on drums, Ron Pearson on organ, John Teal on guitar, and Richard Bell on piano. It had some great guests. Bobby Womack was on the acoustic guitar for a song that he wrote. It's funny on the back here, it does list Pearl as the acoustic guitar for me and Bobby McGee. And we, of course, know that Pearl is Janis Joplin. So this is the album. Mine, you can see it's a well-loved album, uh, but still the vinyl itself is still fantastic. Plays beautifully. I've cleaned it up real nice. Um, and it's just a wonderfully sounding album. Inside there is the inner sleeve is it's a little different. I'm not exactly positive it came with it, but it looks like it would have. It's got a bunch of articles on a lot of musicians, Paul Simon, Chicago, Carlos Santana, to name a few, and then several others on here as well. Mott the Hoople. It's just a great little kind of piece of history uh, that I'm glad got in there. Never seen that before. So, all right, we're gonna go through this one. The producer was Paul Rothchild on this. He had worked with The Doors, so big time producer. He was able to take all the recordings and they finished them up and they sound phenomenal and did a great job. If you want to know, this album is, mine's a 1971 Pittman pressing, not a very rare album. You could easily pick one up for probably $5 or so. So worth grabbing if you see it. So let's go through the songs. The first song on the album is Move Over. And it's the only song on the album that was written solely by Janis Joplin. She sounds just, she's always sounding so confident and powerful in her vocals. The music on here is it's full. It just sounds perfect. It's got a Hammond organ on there. It just gives it a fullness and a richness to the song itself. The bass line is the driving force kind of behind the song. And then, of course, it's all wrapped in a nice little bow with Janis and her vocals. It's just a real bluesy sounding rock song. Um, just a great way to kick off the album. And that's Move Over is the song. The next one starts off with this big scream from Janis, and it's called Cry Baby. It's sultry, it's seductive. Uh, it's a great cover of Garnett Mims, who originally did the song, and Janis, of course, and the Full Tilt Boogie Band. They make it their own. It's that raw, gritty, powerful vocals of Janis that gives this song so much character and kind of makes you really think it's a Janis song. She owns it like not many people probably could. She doesn't hold back and she just gives it her all. It's a supercharged kind of chorus. And when you got the piano and the Hammond organ going together with her vocals, it's just magical. It's a great, great song. So Cry Baby is that one. Third song on the first side is A Woman Left Lonely. It's a ballad. Starts off, it's a little lackluster to start, but when Janice comes in and she starts feeling those vocals, and that makes you kind of feel them as well. It just pumps up the enjoyment of the song. What's great about the song is also the musicianship on it. The Full Tilt Boogie Band is fantastic. You hear every instrument just so clearly, so great production. Just a lot of enjoyment in that song. I really like that one too. Then you get a little funkiness in the song Half Moon. It's just got a great groove right out of the gate. So you just kind of sit back, take it all in, enjoy it, and you put your headphones on and hear every note. You really like that song. It's a great showcase for the Full Tilt Boogie Band, and it will make you boogie. So give that one a try. Then Buried Alive in the Blues. It's just a wonderful instrumental song. It was a song that they were working on before Janice died, and she never got the chance to sing it. So they left it as it is, as an instrumental, and it is just pure bliss and great musicianship of the band. So she knew how to gather some great musicians together. All right, we're gonna flip it over, and the side two kicks off with My Baby, and it's as grand as Move Over kicks off side one. So you always want a good song to kick off side two, and this is it. It's a rock and blues song. Janice digs real deep. She just soars through those choruses. There's some great backing vocals. It's got a great country sounding solo on it that just gives a little more flavor to it. Then, of course, everyone's going to know the splendid Me and Bobby McGee, which is a Chris Christopherson song. It was penned by Fred Foster. She owns it. I mean, this is her song. I think of her before I think of Chris Christopherson, and he's fantastic as well. It's her gritty rawness that just fits perfectly for this song. She just kind of breathes like life into it, and it makes you, as a listener, really feel the lyrics. And she also just has this swagger to her vocals that's unparalleled. The energy just builds, the vocal power matches it. The Hammond organ is also the star of this song. It's just wonderful, wonderful song. And there's even an instrumental break towards the end that's just sweet and just perfect. So Me and Bobby McGee, just fantastic. Then we get to the last song she ever recorded. It's not the last song on the album, but it was the last one that she recorded, and that was the Mercedes Benz, which she wrote with Bob Newirth and Michael McClure. Her vocals on this are rough. There's raw. It's actually a quite humorous song. If you listen to it, kind of pokes fun at consumerism. And this was 1970, and just think how bad consumerism now. So it really fits today as well. And she just lets it all hang out and just bears her soul while she sings that one. The next track is the Bobby Womack one, Trust Me. It's another really shining moment in the album. Bobby Womack joins in on the acoustic guitar, like I had mentioned earlier, but this is Janice's album, and she is the star of that one. She's mastered her voice. She fixes her tone to the mood of the song, and that grittiness. It's her bread and butter. I mean, she's just perfect at it. And then next and the final song on the album is Get It While You Can. It's another sultry little blues number, uh, and more of greatness from the Full Tilt Boogie Band. The guitar playing and the bass are just simply stellar on this song. I love always the Hammond in their background, giving it some texture. And Janice, of course. What more do you need to say? She's fantastic. This album, from beginning to end, perfection, nothing wrong with it. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 if you couldn't tell. Just wonderful, wonderful album. And if you haven't checked out Janice, she is definitely worth it. And this one is Pearl. So please check it out. And then click like, hit subscribe, leave a comment. And that is all I have for you this week. So we'll see you next time on the Retro Rock Reviews.